Hi everyone! Today I want to make a quick little gift card holder, and we did this at Stamp Camp last week, and I thought it was a really pretty gift card holder. And I'm using Modern Garden stamp set and the matching paper. This paper is called Garden Walk, and I really love this paper. I really think that it's beautiful, specifically this piece right there. I don't know why this particular piece really spoke to me, but I really liked the background being this wild wheat color instead of just kind of a white or vanilla, and I just really love the color combination. It's Poppy Parade and Mossy Meadow, and all of the papers are beautiful, but this is the one that I particularly like, so I'm kind of hoarding this one. But anyway, this is retiring soon, so if you love this paper as much as I do, you might want to grab some. This is actually my second pack. I have another halfway used up pack here, and anyway, I really like it. So I wanted to make some gift card holders, and at Stamp Camp I focused on this Calypso Coral piece here because I wanted something. We did a lot of holiday things and I didn't want them to all be holiday, but I wanted to use something where the customers could see that it's Christmas and birthday. And so I like that. That's one of the reasons why I really like this stamp set. So anyway, and also this one, Best Wishes for a Fun-Filled Future Together, could also be used as wedding. So you can imagine that even though this is using really bright colors and some bold colors, you can do some really soft things and some silver embossing maybe for a wedding or anything you like. Anyway, super cute. And it's bundled with this punch, which the punch is not retiring. The stamp set is. If you buy them together, you get a 10% discount now through the end of the catalog, but the punch will continue over into the spring, but these are both going away. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that, and then let's make that gift card holder. Now this is a simple gift card holder, and I really like it for that reason. And here's a few different versions. And I love the simplicity of it because, you know, when you're making, especially for Christmas time, you need a lot of things, multiples of the same one. It's just a really simple design, and I didn't make this design. This is not something that I came up with. It's been around for quite a while, and I've seen a few people use it recently. I don't know who the original person who was that make this, but imagine that your gift card goes here, and then you've got your tag is kind of holding everything closed, and it's really easy. So let's go ahead and make it. And I'm gonna kind of cut as we go because I usually use leftover pieces from Stamp Camp, but I don't have any leftover pieces today. So we're gonna use this. Now this is Pretty Peacock. Now that paper collection actually has 3 different greens in it. It's got Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, and Garden Green. So it's kind of nice. It goes with so many colors. Poppy Parade and Calypso Coral and Wild Wheat. It's just kind of really versatile. I'm going to score this way first because I'm going to make kind of 2 at the same time, so I have some extras in my stash. So you're going to score this. You need the longer arm at 5.5, and that's kind of your basic card size, 5.5. But then you need an additional score, and that's at 9.25. And that is going to make that little pocket for your gift card. Okay, and this is going to make 2, so if you're only making 1, you don't have to do it on a big piece like this. You can cut this 4.25. But I wanted to make 2 because I knew that I will use gift card holders, so I thought might as well. Okay, so I've got my 2 bases, and now I need some layering pieces. And here you can kind of decide what colors you want to use based on what paper you're going to use. And I'm going to use this one. This one is really pretty. You don't have to use it for Christmas, although it has that Christmas feel because this can kind of be a poinsettia, and then you've got some of these little leaves that kind of give a pine feel. But once Christmas is over, if you used this paper for something else, no one would think it was Christmas. It just kind of feels Christmassy right now, and especially when you put that Christmas stamp. But you can use it all year round. I'm going to use it with Wild Wheat, and I had pre-cut some of these. Okay, so, but I need one more. I only have enough for 1 card. So let me grab Wild Wheat. Okay, so here the cutting we need. You need these to be 4 inches tall. And then we need 3.5. And we need that twice. 3.5 and 3.5. And then this leftover piece is 1.5. And we need that. That's the perfect size. So if you notice, I cut that paper along the short side of 8.5 by 11, and that uses up the entire piece, which is perfect. So you need 2 of this size and 1 of this size. I needed to do that twice because I'm making 2 cards. Okay, and then we need our patterned paper. So we're kind of going down a quarter of an inch each time. So now this one, instead of being 4 inches tall, is going to be 3 3/4. And then instead of that 3.5, we're going to be at 3 1/4. Now this one you can only get 1 out of. Oh, I was worried for a second. That's my card base. Is that right? Yep. Okay, now for the other side, you can just flip it over and cut a 1 1/4 inch piece. So I've got that one. Now there's another piece of paper kind of matching that kind of coordinates with this. So I was thinking about using it, but I felt like it was too close and I didn't know if anyone would realize it was even a different piece of paper. Or you could flip it over and use this one. So many options. The pack has some nice stripes in it too. Let's see if I have one more of that Christmas paper. I don't. I'm out of that Christmas. I'm telling you, I love this paper. I've used so much of it. Let's see if there's one more piece. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to make a non-Christmas one. So I'll make one more Christmas and one more birthday. Okay, so this one needs to be 3 3/4, which it is, by 3 1/4. And I'm going to use, I think I'll use this one. Or maybe that combination. All right, let's play around with that. Okay, so now you've got your piece, your base, your card base. And you're going to take that oval, I think it's called modern oval punch, and we're going to, so this is the side that's got that little score. It's hard to see that on the film, so I'm going to go ahead and score it so you'll see it's that little piece, and you want to go ahead and cut a little notch, and this is going to be where your gift card goes. So you've got your little notch, and then you're going to use that same punch to cut a white oval. Now, Stampin' Up! Sells thick basic white and regular basic white. This is thick basic white, and I feel like thick basic white is kind of needed here because you are going to be kind of folding, kind of bending, and you want this label to hold your card closed. And so the thick kind of just gives a little more heft and it won't wear out as fast. So that's a nice option that we have that. Okay, and I need 2 of those. Okay, so now we're going to put it together and then we'll do our stamping. So all you need to do on this is you want to make your pocket. So be sure to not put adhesive in front of here. You only want it on the ends because you're making a pocket. And I like to kind of put my finger in. I want it to bow a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, because you're going to stick something in there, so it's not perfectly flat. That's just me. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put down all of our little pieces here. So the outside gets the larger piece, but I decided I wanted to mat it with this piece of wild wheat. So let's do that. Okay, and now the inside, we need to have space to write a greeting and also another piece for the edge here. So I'm going to put these two like that, and that's going to be the inside. So we're going to put a piece of white here, but we're going to stamp on it first. And then this is going to be our just accent piece. I like to get all my non-stamped pieces down just because then I can, oops, that's not the right size. I grabbed the wrong scrap. I have so many scraps on my desk. So this is just the back side of that strip. Okay, and now let's do our stamping. So we've got our thick piece of white here. I'm going to use that Christmas sentiment, and I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. There we go. And then on the inside of the card, I wanted to bring in some more of these florals. So I've got a piece of white cut to that same size. This is that 3.5 by 3 ooh, I don't want to say that wrong. 3.25 by 3 3/4. 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. I knew they were ½ inch different. Okay, so then we've got our piece to write on. That way you've got a place to put a greeting. And I'm going to use Poppy Parade, which is this red here. Now, I have to say, it's a very deep Poppy Parade. You could get away with real red if you don't have Poppy Parade. And I've got 2 of the flower images from the stamp set that match that front poinsettia, and I'm just going to stamp kind of on the sides, and then on the top I'm going to stamp an additional one there. And then I'm going to grab, there's a little circle in the stamp set, and I'm going to do that in the middle of that. And I'm going to do it a few times in the middle of the big one. There. Okay, and then one more I'm going to grab. There's also a bigger spot, but I like poinsettias have those little tiny dots in them, sort of like this. And there is a stamp for that too, but I'm trying to make my life simple here and use fewer things. And there's a leaf, so I'm going to add that leaf to my card just to bring some peacock to the inside. Okay. And this is going to go right here. All right, now when we put this down, I have a couple little tips for that as well. You want to make sure you don't glue it to this side. And then I wanted something else on here, and I looked for my ribbon, and I don't have a Poppy Parade ribbon, but I do have a real red ribbon. And you know what? It's far enough away, and it's sheer and shiny, that it lends itself to Poppy Parade pieces as well. So I'm going to go with it. So this is actually a real red ribbon. It came in a combo with some garden green, so it was actually nice with this particular project because there's garden green in this one. That background is all garden green with peacock on top of it. So we can kind of use any of our things. You can use so many different ribbons. There's that wild wheat. You can go with a white. There's some pops of white in here. But I thought this red was pretty. So I'm just making a bow. And we want it to not interfere so much with the card, so that's why I'm kind of making this bow, and I'm going to use a glue dot and stick it down right there. I'm using 2 glue dots. Let's get it down there, just because there's going to be a hand is going to go here to kind of open and close, and I don't want it moving anywhere. And then I'm going to create a little dimension with the dimensionals here, which is their name, I guess. And I'm going to do these on top of each other because I've used a bow here that's got that knot, but we're going to put the label over that knot. So I'm going to actually make these dimensionals too high, too thick, 2 layers high. And then we're going to go ahead and put this down there. And that way we've got it a little thicker, a little higher to go over this double layer here, and it gives you enough room to be able to open and close it. And then just for some final shine, I've decided I was going to put some of these sequins. I'm almost out. We use these at Stamp Camp. We use the gold. And so I'm going to use the white. It kind of brings out some more of this white here, and I felt like it could be little bits of snow or something. So I'm just randomly placing them down, and it'll just add a little shimmer when the person is moving the card and opening it and closing it. They'll get that shimmer, which is nice. I don't know if you can see that on film, but anyway, there's our Christmas. And then you're going to put your gift card in there. Now let me show you the other versions that I made and how I decorated them. So here's the same one, and I made a few of those. And then my favorite paper I used, I love this paper. It's the same thing, only this time I cut out some little flowers. Now this stamp set does not come with any dies. It doesn't come with anything like that. It just has this oval punch as its complement. So I thought I could hand cut some of these flowers out of the paper, but then I was looking at my punch board. I have like a board that displays all my punches on the wall so I can kind of see them, and I found this one. This is in the catalog, the annual catalog, the thick one, and it's got 3 sizes of flowers and a leaf. So how perfect is that? So I just cut them out of coordinating colors. So I used the Calypso Coral and I used the Wild Wheat, and then I cut them out, but see, like this one, I wanted to kind of mimic the stripes in here. So I used this stamp and I stamped it in Poppy Parade onto Calypso Coral cardstock. So that's how I have the 2 tones there. And then I punched it out with the smaller punch and then layered it on top of the larger one. And then here, how to get those little stripes, those little added details in there, I just used this stamp on a piece of Wild Wheat cardstock and then punched it out with the smaller petal. So I've got several different sizes going there, and I thought that's kind of a fun way. And then here's the leaf, and I just added a leaf center to it to give it a little tone, so that way it kind of goes with the idea of the different flowers that are on the background. And on the inside, I just kind of did similar things. And there's another stamp, Enjoy Your Special Day. So there we go. So this is my birthday version. And then we have this version, which is another birthday one. And this ribbon is actually in the mini catalog next to the paper pack, so you can kind of see it all together. But this punch is called the bow punch. I think it's called, oh, I don't want to get it wrong. Let me look it up real quick. So here's that petal park, is that builder punch, and then here the bow punch, that's what I used on the back. And I love that one because it adds detail, and it's so simple to just use some scraps you have laying around and punch out some things. Now this one keeps coming in stock and then going out of stock and then coming in stock and going out of stock. It's very popular. So it might be out of stock right now. I think I looked last week at Stamp Camp time and it was out of stock, but it was coming back in pretty quickly. So I think it's going to come in mid-December. It's in the annual catalog. So if you really like this paper, I think it's such a versatile paper pack. Grab that now because it's retiring, as is the Modern Garden stamp set. This will carry over, but you don't get that 10% discount unless you buy the bundle now. And what else was I going to say? I think that's it. So I hope you like it. It's a really versatile gift card holder. It's so simple because you're just using half a sheet of cardstock and just folding it in such a way that it creates that pocket. And it's just so good to make it quick, easy. And I love this, to make this notch, that's perfect. And then also to have it here, it's just such a perfect little punch. I'm glad they added this to our punch lineup. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe, hit the like button, and come back again. Bye.